Friend. It's just you and me. Oh, there we are. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning. How is everybody? Welcome, welcome. We're going to use a different folder today. How is everybody? Good morning. All right, I've got some familiar faces, some new faces. Welcome, welcome. All right, go ahead and start typing into the chat anything that you'd like to be coached around. Okay. I was here last week, Heidi. Right? I was here last week. I was here last week. Oh, okay. I was like, I just saw you. Okay, I'm looking to get to the root. Okay. If you're just hopping on, welcome. Go ahead and type into the chat anything you'd like to be coached around. Thank you, Carrie, for joining us in the middle of the night. Okay, so far I've got 2 people who've typed in. Anybody else, or I'm going to start picking. Anyone else want to be coached on anything today? Instant calls, okay. Fail. Just here to listen and learn today. Perfect. All good. Alrighty. Your first time, welcome. Oh, I'm so excited. So Liz, you can just go ahead, sit back, take some notes, observe, apply to yourself. It's all good. If you have questions, you can always type them into the chat. Alrighty, so I think that might be fun. Okay. So Tina, curious, I'd like to show how cross-contextualizing, how you can coach with that. So we're gonna pick you. Okay, so for all my ICF folks, okay, I want to coach Tina because I want you to see how you can get a root cause that is showing up in multiple areas of life and really kind of get it down into one, and then solve the presenting problems, multiple. I think that would be very interesting for you guys to learn. And then for those of you who just came from Activate, amazing, you're going to learn some cool skills. And if you have questions, go ahead, type them into the chat at any point today. And then we'll do questions at the end. Okay. All righty. So Tina, hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good. All righty. So if this was the most amazing coaching call today, what would be the most important things to talk about?
The block that I see in this area that is similar across 3 or 4 areas, and I need it cracked.
Okay, so the block, so what areas?
Well, So the self-love journey's taken me onto food, and I've gotten that pretty not great, but good. Exercise, no movement there. Um, business, inching, and then there's a fourth place, but I can't remember what that fourth one is. But they all seem to kind of like go into the same lane of all the blocks feel similar across all aspects. And I want to pick the exercise because the exercise is the one that I haven't like made a dent in. I look for going for a walk and I'm like, that's nice. And then I don't go for it. I can walk to a place, but to take a walk for exercise, no. To do my rebounder, no. I look at it, I dust it off. I just, there's no I have no motivation to even get past this. And yet I see each of the blocks similar across all four.
Okay. So you say you believe that the same block is coming across all of these areas. So what specific block is coming up for you that you're noticing?
So it feels like a wall. So that's the like if I move forward, it feels like a wall and I can't get past it. Um what else can I tell you about it? Feels like a wall. It I can't there's I can't even like I've tried to like find a crack. I can't find a crack. And yet it feels similar. If I like look at what I've coached myself to, um there's judgment involved and shame involved, but that doesn't feel as strong as this wall, if that makes sense. Like this feels stronger than those emotions or those judgments.
All right. So what would you like to have at the end of this call today?
I would like to have one, that feeling of that wall gone or even decreased, and that motivation factor. And I don't even know that it's a motivation factor, it's just maybe more of a desire to get on the rebounder or to actually take a walk, and not a walk for a purpose, but just a walk. Like get more movement in my body is what I'm really looking for. Whether it's, yoga or the rebounder or a walk. Anything that I even think of doing with my body is no, that's okay.
So if you want to have this desire to do more exercise and you want more movement in your body and that wall to be gone, what thoughts and emotions do you want to have and feel at the end of this?
I want to be excited and happy and to have joy around it and thoughts. Um, I actually don't want to even think about it. I just want to do it. Like I right now I have this mental gymnastics over it, and I don't even want to have a thought. It's just I'm doing it and and I'm enjoying it.
So what are the positive things you want to think about yourself when you have the desire to move your body more? And when you do move your body more?
How much fun I'm having.
Mm.
I'm having fun. I'm excited. Moving forward, um, and just excited that I've gotten past that block, that there's like movement.
Mhm.
No pun intended, but movement.
Yes. Alrighty. So what's your definition of exercise?
Torture.
Makes sense why you don't want to do it.
Um, it feels like it's a must have. It's a I have to do this. Um, yeah, it's not the the relationship I have with movement of my body has not been good.
So what does so really what is exercise to you? Is it moving your body? Is it
Mm,
going to a gym? Like what is exercise to you?
Exercise is anything that I'm actually moving my body to.
Okay.
Which is weird because I know when I walk for a purpose to get to a store, I know I'm moving my body, but I'm not equating it as exercise. It's like this designated time and place for moving my body. Sounds so fucking weird.
So if exercise is torture and a must have, and you have to designate a time and place to move your body, how is that a problem?
It takes time out of my day of doing something that I could be doing something more productive.
Okay, so if you're taking time out of your day, how is that a problem?
I feel like I'm wasting my time.
And if you're wasting your time, how is that a problem?
I'm not productive and I'm lazy.
And what do you take it to mean about yourself when you don't do exercise?
Lazy comes up too, but there's also that thought I'm keeping myself safe.
So you're either not productive and lazy, or you're safe and lazy, but you're lazy either way.
Hmm.
So if you're not productive and lazy, how's that a problem?
Nothing gets done.
And how's that a problem?
Uh, there's the everything then starts to spiral like out of control.
So if things are spiraling out of control, what are your negative thoughts and emotions?
It's too hard. I can't do this. Um, Anger and there's sadness. And then there's guilt when I should be doing it.
If you're not exercising, you're keeping yourself safe. Safe from what specifically?
Or from being heard and criticized.
And if you're hurt and criticized, how's that a problem?
I feel less than.
What do you take it to mean about yourself if you think that you're less than?
I'm not capable of doing anything.
So, how, if at all, is the belief that you're not capable of doing anything connected to self love, food, exercise, business, and that other area of life?
It's the thread. There's a thread through the same. I'm incapable of eating correctly. I'm incapable of exercise. I'm incapable of building a business and having a different career. And I'm incapable of, yeah, I'm incapable.
What's the opposite of capable for you? Or incapable, sorry. What's the opposite of incapable?
Empowered.
Okay. So, if you're empowered, what are your qualities and characteristics?
Mighty, strong, confident, self-assured, badass. Um, the word will comes up, but I'm not sure in what form it comes up in. Um, what else did you need?
Qualities and characteristics of yourself when you're empowered.
Yeah, it's that version of, you know, Tina that I see, which is strong and authentic and capable of doing anything she sets her mind out to be, and does it not only well, but succeeds. Successful, I guess it would be a characteristic.
So, because you're not empowered or mighty or strong or confident or self assured or a badass or you have any will or capable of it, not capable of anything and not successful, what do you take that to mean about yourself?
I'm nobody and I'm not important.
So, when you think about being nobody and not important, what are your negative emotions?
Sad, hurt.
What else?
There's like an ache that I have.
And what does that ache represent?
Um, it's like validation. Like, yeah, like validated. It feels like a hole, but it's an ache.
Okay, so if there's a hole with this ache and that ache is validation, what does that mean?
It feels like it feels missing.
What are the qualities and characteristics of a nobody?
Somebody that's not seen or heard or valued. Boring.
So, when was the first time that you believed you were a nobody and not important and incapable?
I think one memory I have is I wrote this book as a kid, on loose leaf paper. Well, we call it loose leaf. People call it theme paper, but it's got the holes in it. And then I put a ribbon to make like the book. And I remember reading it to my family and then being laughed at. I don't know what age, but that comes up.
If you were to know how old you were, how old would you have been?
Six comes to mind.
So, you read this homemade book to your family and you were laughed at. What did you take that to mean about yourself?
That nobody cared
What
and
else?
I wasn't important.
What else?
That I wasn't valued. Like I wasn't. I mean, I don't know where the. Yeah, I wasn't valued, seen. Like it wasn't. I was dismissed.
So, what's your definition of value?
My definition of value is there's a I'm getting there's the definition of value and how I feel valued. Which one?
Yeah. So how you feel valued? What is valued?
How I feel valued is that I feel included, that I feel part of, I feel loved, I feel wanted, and I made impact.
And if you believe that you're unloved and not wanted, how is that a problem?
It hurts. And why am I here?
But six, when you're
Fuck.
reading this homemade book to your family, you spent time and energy and you were really excited about it. And your family laughed at you and dismissed you, and you believed that you weren't important or not valued, especially believing that you were unloved and not wanted and really hurt. So, what did you need at this time that you didn't get?
Love, acceptance. The thought I had from previously is, why did they have me if they didn't want me? Yeah, but love and acceptance.
And I stayed in observation. You're using incapable to hide, because if you were to actually go out there and be the empowered you, you'd have to open yourself up to the possibility of not being wanted and then being hurt. And because you're hiding behind this incapable, you're already rejecting yourself. You're already saying, I don't want me. I don't love me. Because if you did, you would be the empowered you. You would be mighty and strong and confident and self-assured and a badass and full of will and capable of anything and successful.
Yes,
But you're hiding behind, oh, I can't, I'm incapable. I can't do that.
because
So
it's
you're all,
safe.
no, it's not even safe. It's so that you can already show to the world how not wanted and unloved you are, so that they don't have to get their hopes up and you don't have to get hurt. You're already showing the world how to treat you and what to believe about you because you're doing it to yourself first.
The second part to that, not wanting to get hurt, is true. That I consciously know. I don't wanna be hurt.
You're hurting yourself either way, so stop it. You're either hurting yourself by you keeping yourself
Mhm.
behind this wall, or you open yourself up to the possibility of you may not even get hurt, but you're not even going to take the chance because you'd rather stay behind this wall where only you can hurt you. Because God forbid somebody else hurts you because you can do it better. So, no, it's not your parents. Why did they have you if they didn't even want you? You don't even want you.
Mhm.
So, what did you need at 6 that you didn't get?
Love and acceptance.
Anything else?
Uh, to feel wanted, I don't know if that's the same as acceptance, but definitely that feeling of being wanted, feeling, you know, accepted, feeling a part of. Um,
So, because you didn't get love, acceptance, wanted, and really to be a part of, to belong, what are the qualities and characteristics of yourself that you suppressed?
everything. I mean, joy, fun, all the things that I said earlier, empowered, my individuality, my uniqueness.
What else?
And the words kind to myself.
So when you have joy, fun, individuality, uniqueness, you're kind to yourself, you're mighty and strong and confident and self-assured and badass, and capable of anything and successful and empowered. What are your positive thoughts and emotions?
Happy, excited, um, joy, filled with joy, um, capable. I can do it. Look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm willing to try and still like I'm willing to try.
So when you have joy, fun, individuality, uniqueness, you're kind to yourself. You're mighty and strong and confident and self-assured and a badass, and you're capable of anything, and you're successful and you're empowered and you're happy and excited and full of joy. You know you're capable. You know you can do it. Look at you go. You know you know that you're willing to go out there and do, because there is no try. Only do.
Mhm.
So when you know that, all of that about yourself, What are your positive qualities and characteristics?
I'm strong, I'm confident. I'm empowered. Brilliant, smart. There's the word scared but willing. Like like not not scared, like not trying, but willing to take that chance. And I'm not going to call myself a risk taker, but that like getting over that, like pushing through. I'm not sure what word that is, but
Grit.
grit. I'll
That was for
take
you,
grit.
Jessica.
I'll take grit. Yeah.
What else? Positive qualities and characteristics of you. Strong,
Oh,
confident, empowered, brilliant, smart, grit. What else?
spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy and like there's a more full of life. There's more enjoyment.
And when you're full of life, what can you do?
Anything, everything.
How does it
Mm.
feel to say that?
Little scared. There's a little nervousness, but it doesn't feel like there's a wall, but just a fence that I have to hop over.
So is it nervousness or is it anticipation?
Um, I don't know. It could be excitement because they all feel the same, right? So I mean, it's that taking that chance to go over to the other side and seeing what's there and playing instead of trying to get through the wall. So I guess it could. I mean, it's it's that feeling of excitement, but I guess I've categorized it as nervousness.
So when you have joy and fun and your individuality and your uniqueness and you're kind to yourself and you're empowered and mighty and strong and confident and self-assured and a badass and you have will and you're capable of anything and you're successful and you're happy and excited and full of joy and you're capable and you know you can do it. Look at you. Look at what you're willing to do. You're strong and you're confident and you're empowered and you're brilliant and you're smart. You got grit, you're spicy, you're full of life, you have enjoyment, and you know that you can do anything and everything. What can be different about that wall?
Well, I mean, I can tell you it's not a wall. It's not even a picket fence. It's like one of those ranch fences where it's the beams. So, like, I just have to like hop over it.
Perfect. So when you hop over it, how do you feel about food?
It's I look at it as transactional. Like I don't see or feel emotion to it.
Right? And what about business? When you hop over that little ranch fence?
A little bit of wonkiness, but I'm over the fence.
Yeah. You're just gonna start doing
Yeah.
some things. You're just gonna take action.
Yeah. It's like that, if we're doing barn animals now. It's like a newborn calf, like, trying to get on their feet.
Totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, so you're over that little fence. You have all of those amazing qualities and characteristics about yourself. Now, what do you think about exercise?
Ugh. I have judgment now,
Cool. Around what specifically?
which is weird because it's all in my head, I know it, but it's being looked at and made fun of.
Great. And if you're looked at and made fun of, what do you take that to mean about yourself?
I was gonna say I'm not liked. That's what came up. Is it really? No, I think it's wrapped up into the previous one. Valued.
So when you know that you're capable and that you can do it,
Hmm.
what do you need to know in order to believe that you can like yourself while you do it?
And I'm safe.
Okay. So how do you know you're safe?
I don't know. I just know. I just a knowing right now. I mean, I see the fence and I see the pasture, and that for me feels safe. So there's something that's shifted. I I just knowing that knowing that I'm over the fence with the food and the fence with the business, it feels like this is just one more fence hop,
Okay.
and I'm okay.
So when you take one more fence hop and you hop over that fence into that pasture where it's nice and safe and warm and welcoming, and you know that you're strong and you're confident and you're badass and you're capable of anything, and you're so full of life and grit and you're spicy and you're brilliant and you're smart and you're excited and full of joy and you're willing to do anything and everything.
Hmm.
Now, how do you feel about exercise?
Excited to do.
So now, knowing all of that, what can your new definition of exercise be?
Exercise is enjoyment, um, to move my body, to feel my body, and to value my body.
That's amazing. So when you have enjoyment to move and feel your body and you value your body, meaning you're including your body is it belongs and it's loved and it's wanted and you're making an impact with it. How do you feel about that desire to do exercise and have more movement in your body?
Excited.
Yeah.
There's a wanting.
Yeah.
There's also the feeling of feeling sexy.
Ooh, I like that word. I'm gonna write that one down. Sexy in big letters.
Yeah. There's something really appealing about it now.
Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to talk about in order to feel whole and complete?
No, I'm this whole wall to this barn area is like fascinating me. So
Good, go explore it.
yeah, yeah.
Go,
Thank you.
go take some action.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have one more question actually.
Yes.
I know you couldn't quite remember that last area that was being affected, and would you say that that block was overcome and that it's not really a problem there anymore?
Um, it's definitely in line of hurting myself. So I it might be.
Okay. And if it
Yeah.
comes up, you can always remember the
Mm-hmm.
see
Mm-hmm.
and all
Yeah.
of these other amazing things.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. So anything else to feel whole and complete today?
No, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you very much.
You're welcome. All right. So you're free from this, and we're gonna
Yes.
ask questions. We're gonna talk about it, and you get to go have fun in the pasture with all the barn
The
animals.
pasture.
All right. Comments, questions, observations, Wanda's. You're right. That is a great definition for exercise. You're so welcome. Any questions, observations? You're being invited to farms now. Okay, so you want to hear what led to the connection between the incapable and the unwanted. Okay, perfect. So I knew that incapable was a big thing because I could plug that into each of the presenting problems. Okay. So I I was like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Food, exercise, business, self-love, like it makes sense those things would be like halted, like she can't move past it if she thought she was incapable. That she was really associated when she said it. I was like, that is a fantastic greater problem. And so I kept coaching because I was like, okay, I've got pretty deep. I don't really need to go through too many more things before we go to the root cause. And then nobody not important, like that came up. And I was like, interesting. Right. And then we got not valued, which is another big one. So I was like, okay, like there's a lot of great, good stuff down here. Then I was like, okay, I'm just going to grab what I've got. And we're going to go to the root cause. If we need to coach a little deeper there, we can. And then as we were coaching through, I got to the root causes as unloved, not wanted, and hurt, which came from her definition of value, right? Is to be loved and wanted. I was like, presupposes she's not. And that would also make sense. So then when I tried to move on to the needs, right? She was still putting the need outside of herself. It was like, well, if only my parents didn't think this, or if only my parents thought this. And I was like, bullshit. Calling BS. Nope, not happening. You've been coached long enough. You're ready to take some freaking responsibility.
I never even saw or heard it.
I believe you because you looked very confused when I called you out on it. You're like, what do you mean? That's what I needed. Nope. So I started looking back, and you notice I took a second. I read through my notes. I was like, okay, like what's jumping out at me? No, incapable is the only thing highlighted on my page, by the way. So I was like, okay, what exactly, how does that relate to this? And then I was like, oh, interesting. I was looking at this and realizing before she had said incapable, not exercising was keeping her safe. So I knew that she was using incapable to keep her safe from something. Okay. So I was like, interesting. So if she's using incapable to keep her safe from something, what is that? And then I was like, well, obviously from her root cause. If it's keeping her safe from her root cause, she doesn't have to feel or think the things that are actually the problem, right? She can protect herself. So that's where I got the incapable to the unwanted. Was it was really just her. She had already said it all. I just had to look and put the puzzle pieces together. So I hope that helped kind of put those together for you, Tracy, and kind of like make sense. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of just keep stepping down, and then sometimes you need to step back up to be like, oh, got it, got it, got it. And then you can like come down deeper. Okay, perfect. Okay. I loved how you came to including your body and where I connected that from. Awesome. That was a fantastic question, Jane. So she said in her new definition of exercise, she said valuing her body. So what I did was I took her definition of value, which is including a part of loved, wanted, and making an impact. And I just plugged that into how she can feel and think and view her body and exercise. So I really, all I did was took her definition and then just plugged it in. So that's why I love getting definitions, because then you can use them, even if they're positive definitions. You're like, why are you getting a positive definition in the middle of coaching? Well, I used both positive definitions to help myself build the other side. So that's where I grabbed it from. She had already given me her definition of value. So when it came up in her new definition of exercise, I wanted to use that to strengthen how she saw her body. And it did, it helped, right? It even brought brought a little tear to your eyes. You're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that until I heard it back. Can I walk you through the part where she didn't feel just totally complete and then safe came up? Yeah. So sometimes you're going to run into that. It can happen where your client kind of goes, well, there's kind of like one more thing, or this last thing's coming up. Totally fine, totally normal. Totally fine, totally normal. Okay. So what I did was first I asked her, I left the big topic that we were trying to solve until the end. I wanted to solve the smaller ones that we didn't really focus on, right? So I went to food and I went to business, right? Those were the other areas that she said that she felt this block was in. So I was like, great. We know that the wall is now not a wall anymore. It's this tiny little fence. It's probably got like two little slats, and she can easily just like whoop, right on over. So I was like, okay, great. Let's take care of food and business. And she was good. She was like, I feel like I don't have any emotions around food anymore, which I guarantee you there's a hot seat call where I coached Tina around food and there was a lot of emotions around it. So that's good for her. That having no emotion around food is good for Tina. So I was like, fantastic. Done. What about business? She's like, I feel like a baby calf. I'm learning, but I'm doing it. I'm there. Awesome. Amazing. The block isn't there anymore. She's over the block. Okay. I'm not making her business perfect. I'm not making all that. She just wanted to get over the block. That's what I did. Okay. And then I brought in exercise. I knew that exercise, since it was the big thing we coached around, that was going to be the one that really was like, okay, did we actually get what we needed? So we did. And there was just one more thing. Okay. So I never want you guys to think, oh, I didn't coach good enough. No, you got there. And there's one more thing. And that one more thing is easy and effortless. Okay. You've laid all of the groundwork for it. It's more about reflecting back. All I had to do was reflect back. I had to make sure she knew she was safe, because she's like, it's safety. I was like, great. How do you know you're safe? Oh, well, actually, that pasture that's over that fence, it feels safe. I know that it's safe. Fantastic. Then hop on over it. You're capable and strong and confident and a badass. So I started just reading back the other side that I'd already built up, using what she said she needed. So all I did was reflect it back to her. And then she's like, oh, I'm actually excited to do this now. I feel empowered to do this. I want to do this. And I feel sexy. I was like, hell yeah, I wrote sexy in big words in my notes. Sexy. Okay. So all I did was just reflect back, because you've already laid all the groundwork. You've done all the hard stuff. It's more about just helping their conscious mind catch up. Okay, so John, she had brought that she had a block in self-love, and it was really in like 4 areas. It was in like food and exercise, and business was kind of creeping in there. And then there was one more area. She's like, I can't really pinpoint what it is, but I feel like the same block is in there. And I was like, great. Okay. So she's like, it feels like a wall that I can't get past. So she wanted the wall gone. She wanted to have the desire to do exercise and have more movement in her body and be excited, happy, joy, fun, and moving forward. So based off of all of this, we've reached just that. Okay, any other questions before we finish up for the day? Anything else? Give you a second if you are typing. Alrighty. Well, thank you everybody for being here and holding the space. Thank you for all of your questions. Those were fantastic questions. I want you guys to pick my brain. Ask me how I do things. Ask me why I do things. Okay? Get inside my brain. That's what's going to make you guys better coaches, is understanding how and why and when and where I do things. Okay, so ask questions. You guys are awesome. Tina taking all the love. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day and rest of your week. Hopefully, I see you on another call at some point soon. If not, I will see you all on the hot seat next week, I think. Am I here next week? Yes, I'm here next week. Okay, I'm here next week.
It's the week after.
It's the week after.
Thank you, Isabella.
Of course, you're so welcome. You were awesome. All right, everybody. I'm not here. I thought I was here. Maybe I'm not here. Maybe I'm not here next week. I'll see if somebody can cover this. Bridget. Oh, Bridget's covering it. Oh, how exciting. Okay, so you are gonna have a hot seat next week, but it's not gonna be me. It's gonna be Bridget, and it's gonna be amazing. I thought it was the week after. That was my bad. Then the week after that is the master class, and it's definitely canceled. Okay, everybody. We'll let you know. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Have a great day. Bye.